Backnall yesterday.
They were there.
They were? Because I looked, they didn't come up. I'm like, that's loud.
The Paul W. Smith Show.
Well,
News Talk 760 WJR.
Good Tuesday morning to you. Up and at 'em. It's the 23rd of June, the 175th day of 2020. There are 191 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. Even the fact that it's Happy National Pecan Sandy Day. We'll have to get into that. This might be why Kim asked me if I had any zinc supplements. Well, if the body doesn't get enough zinc, it may have difficulty producing testosterone. I wonder if she's telling me something. A key hormone in initiating sexual desire in both men and women. Pecans provide nearly 10% of the recommended daily value per zinc. Now I'm thinking of Grandpa Harry, who lived to be 100, who used to have pecans every day. Either butter pecan ice cream or the Sara Lee butter pecan coffee cake. That old devil.
Without zinc, your libido will sink.
There you have it.
Wow.
There you have it. And what a weird thing to ask me first thing this morning.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Honey, do you have zinc supplements? What the heck is going on here? Anyway, the team is here. If you're watching on social media, you know that. If you're listening to WJR Radio, well, you know that too, because you can hear us. And I've just been handed a note by my wife. Coronavirus doesn't like the zinc.
Right.
Okay.
A lot of holistic doctors think you should be taking zinc to
Extra
fight
zinc.
coronavirus.
Right,
Really?
right.
Okay.
Yes.
I was taking vitamin C to bowel tolerance, and unfortunately, I found my bowel tolerance. Yeah. Well, anyway, now my wife
This
is
is
preparing.
TMI.
She may go back to bed, which I would love to do.
Yeah.
But be that as it may, we're up. We're at 'em. We're raring to go. You know, Dick just finished the news. Thank you, Mr. Hafner, our news director. Dayna Clark is here and handling traffic, weather, and other duties that we throw at her with a plum, which is not the fruit I'm talking about. Danielle Mason running the controls in the booth, the production booth there in the Golden Tower, the Fisher Building. My wife passing me notes on zinc and other things and helping out any way she can. And, of course, Ann Thomas is our executive producer.
Good morning, Deb. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you, Annie. Meanwhile, cryptic notes back and forth in my conversation with the police chief and your conversation with his people. Do we have him?
Yes, he's confirmed for 8:35.
Okay, excellent. Haven't heard back from the mayor, but, these guys got their hands full. This whole, they're not talking about it, and I won't talk about it with them because it's meaningless at this point, but this tribunal and trying to blame them for things. There are people coming from around the country and around the world trying to figure out what it is Detroit did so right to have so few of the wrongs that have happened around the country, because the police have had a good relationship with Detroit and Detroiters. And I don't know. The problem is happening that I can see, my observation, is that the media, generally speaking, the institutional media, which we are not a part of, happily, but the institutional media, in their minds, short-sightedly, have tried to now say that all protests for what has happened over the last several weeks since this man was senselessly murdered, that they're all the same, and they're not. There were protests that were good and proper and the right way, and there were protests that were riots. with looting and burning and destroying and stealing. They're not the same. And I don't know why the news media tries to throw them all into one. Well, everyone's very peaceful here. No, not everyone was peaceful. That's why there were problems and clashes with the police. So it's a very bizarre thing, the way this is being handled. And in the end, of course, virtually all of it through the institutional media, the media that we used to depend on and can't any longer, really has a bottom line of getting rid of Trump. Maybe if the Democrats put up somebody who actually knew where they were at all times and what they were running for and what they were going to do as president, maybe if the Democrats put up anyone that could do that, they might defeat President Donald Trump. Even John Bolton, who hates Donald Trump, says he's not going to vote for Joe Biden. So anyway, 5:43 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Tax Chat by EY. Get your taxes prepared and filed fast.
The tax deadline is July 15th. Let the tax professionals at EY prepare and file your taxes for you, all without paper documents or complicated tax software. Get a free no-obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
Let's find out what's happening here with our WJR traffic and weather and Dayna Clark.
WJR traffic first sponsored by Starline Mackinac Island Ferry. Hightail it to Mackinac Island on a Starline hydrojet or catamaran ferry, and now a new pirate ship, the Good Fortune. Starline offers the largest open-air boats disinfected before every trip, with fares starting at $19. Get discount tickets and vacation packages at MackinacFerry.com. That's MackinacFerry.com. 275 southbound at M14, accident is blocking the left shoulder, seeing a 30-minute delay for trucks across the Blue Water Bridge westbound between Canada and the U.S. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by North Bloomfield Properties. If you're looking for a place to call home, let North Bloomfield Properties find the best place for you and your family. They also provide pre-screened quality tenants to their property owners. They love to match good people to good homes. Contact them today, northbloomfield.com.
Cooler weather's now settled in. Areas of showers around this morning. A few thunderstorms are possible. Scattered showers, thunderstorms through about midday. But I think with each passing hour, things will be tapering off. Less rain this afternoon. A gusty southwest breeze, 74 degrees. We'll clear it later tonight, 56. Some with a few clouds tomorrow. Just an isolated shower thunderstorm at a high of 76. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
And let's check in with the gentleman who is generally here from noon till 3, but stops by first thing in the morning, now 5:45. On this Tuesday morning, here's Rush Limbaugh.
New York City, America's highest number of coronavirus cases, had one high-profile patient that caused a media sensation. Nadia, a tiger who resides at the Bronx Zoo, was the first known case of human-to-animal coronavirus transmission. The New York City Health Department's investigating, but they think that a zookeeper infected her. The good news is that Nadia the tiger's doing better. She's expected to make a full recovery, which is a good thing. Many zoos want to make a full recovery, too, because the shutdown's causing problems. California's Oakland Zoo is having a hard time scraping together money to keep the animals fed. Other zoos are in the same predicament because they all rely on visitor fees and donations for their food budgets. But that's not the only problem. According to the Los Angeles Times, the animals are unhappy because of the shutdown. It turns out that except for the bald eagles, the zoo animals are bored. Zookeepers say that most of the animals seem to miss the people who come to stare at them. Zookeepers say contact with human beings stimulates the animals. They're just looking at food. What are we talking about here? So I guess that humans are not the evil oppressors, the poor captive animals after all. We make their lives meaningful and interesting because they think they can eat us. The animal rights wackos. Not going to like this one bit if they figure it out.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3, today, right here on WJR. Here are a couple of words you don't hear these days. Now hiring. Yep, because of increased... Well, I don't remember doing this.
Oh, no.
I I got my license by mail.
Oh,
And I didn't remember going through the drill because I thought I said to myself, if you do this now, you won't have a real ID because you have to go in person to do it.
Right.
Now I vaguely remember me saying to myself, you better get your license renewed. At least you'll have that. And if you need a real ID, you take your passport with you wherever you're going, you know. But I will want to go back to the Secretary of State's office when things get back to paranormal.
So the Secretary of State's office by the Fisher Building, it's a great place to go. It's easy and convenient, and you kind of get in and out. They had some type of coronavirus exposure, so they had to close indefinitely.
oh
Well,
boy.
So
I don't
you
know.
don't have the
We may
real
not
ID yet.
We may not get to the Fisher Building for an
I know.
indefinite amount of time.
Right.
I'm hearing nothing. So
So
anyway,
Let's see it,
real
Paul
ID.
W. Hold it
What's
up.
that?
Show us the picture.
Hold it up. No,
Picture's
you-
most
I
important.
can't really
You
see
have
it.
no star. Oh, nice. You're looking dressed up that day.
Well, I always put a suit and tie on when I
Oh,
have
do
to
you?
have a
Oh,
picture for that. Yeah. I just think, you want to look your best when the police officer says
right.
license and registration. Please.
Exactly. Hold on, officer. I got this.
My sphincter muscle tightens. And I've done nothing, but I'm going to stay straight and be fine about it. Yeah. One day they're going to be able to control, or maybe we'll be able to control the volume in our headphones.
I bet we will. Yes, I bet
It-
we will be able to.
Does it sound loud enough for all of you?
It does for us. Yes.
It's not for me.
You know what? I bet we can control that. Hang on. Let's see if I can go.
Annie, you have become an engineer.
Yeah.
Now shouldn't that be kind of scary? I think
It's pretty easy. All you have to do is when we ask for your help in the studio, the first thing you say when you come in is, "Now would you break?" That was Bill Rupert, may he rest in peace, many years ago in Toledo.
I thought you were going to say, well, what you do first is you turn everything off and then you start all over again.
Repower.
It's definitely, believe me, unplugging and plugging back in has been a very good thing, a good
Same. Yes.
thing to do.
Yeah.
We're just checking to make sure that we're plugged in the first place. You know how many people they used to say when there were service people back in the day when there were service people, and the first thing that they would check was to make sure the appliance they were checking on was actually plugged in
Or had a battery.
and the number of times that the appliance wasn't plugged in or had dead batteries. Pretty astonishing. We don't see service people anymore. Like, forget about it. I bought a printer and it's not that old and it stopped working, and I had it in the trunk of my car. I went to Staples, which I love Staples, and I said, I've got the printer I bought from you less than a year ago, and it's not working. Did you buy the insurance plan? Well,
Right.
no, I don't believe in those plans. Everybody, like Consumers Reports and everyone else, says don't buy them. Well, then there's nothing we can do. I guess if you buy the insurance plan and you bring it in, they just replace it. Nobody fixes anything anymore. So I could have brought it in, and they would have given me a new one, and I would have left happy. As it turns out, I left sad and with a large printer that doesn't turn back on for some reason or another.
So it really
I bought
doesn't?
another-
Seriously?
No, it doesn't turn on. It just doesn't turn back on. I don't know what happened. I had just bought ink for it and new drums for it and all of that. And because I'm using it like crazy around here, now that our home office is really churning stuff out. So I bought something from them, and I bought the insurance plan.
So I have a question for the group. Are the
Now I'm taking it
Apple-
back anyway, though. I never took it out of my trunk. I'm taking it back because I ordered another one that I like better, I think. I don't know yet. I haven't opened it.
Are the
What's that,
Apple
Andy?
are the Apple geniuses back in business? Are they back at the stores?
They
I don't
should
have
be.
no
If
idea.
the mall is open,
That's what I was wondering.
they should.
I think I need them.
You need a genius.
You're
I need a
hearing the
genius.
Paul W.
I
Smith
have a
Show.
computer, like
News
Paul,
Talk
I have a computer
760
that won't turn on.
WJR.
A couple of stories I saw, and there was something in the news that Dick had, and now I can't remember what it was. I've only had 2 sips of coffee. I need much more than that. But I've been carrying this around from, I can't tell whether this is from USA Today or the Free Press, because now they're the same, or is it the news? Anyway, it's USA Today.
Free Press.
USA Today. Hospital custodians swept under the rug. Unsung, they risk health to keep facilities safer. I want to be on the record and want people to know that when I was thanking the frontline heroes, I said the nurses, the doctors, the technicians, the EMTs, I don't care what you do in the hospital. If you're sweeping the floors, you're putting your life on the line, and I salute you as a first responder and the good people fighting the coronavirus. So I just want this guy to know, Luis Padilla, an environmental service worker, commonly known as a custodian, from the Los Angeles County USC Hospital. On this program, we did not forget you. Right. We said the people who were sweeping the floors, cleaning the rooms, doing all of that were just as important in terms of putting their lives at risk. So I'm glad I was able to say that and point that out. And then, Dick, you'll get an especially good kick out of this. What was it that we were talking about something this morning where somebody didn't want? I don't remember what it is, but you know how bad the rich people are. They're the target all the time. The rich people. Forget about the fact that many of them give away much of their wealth to help other people. It's still somewhat. In some people's sad little minds, inherently bad to be wealthy. And people have attacked the wealthy and all of that. And I always would say, well, it is the wealthy people who give us jobs. And I really need a job, and most people do. But they're the people who hire us, generally speaking. I don't hold it against them. I wish they weren't so stingy, but, that's just kind of the feeling you get when you're a worker. When you work for someone, you always believe you should make more. But here's the headline in the New York Times, of all places. It was a few days ago, very big headline in the business section of the New York Times. And it says, the rich cut their spending. That's hurt everyone else. Really? The rich cut their spending, and it's hurt everyone else. Really? Interesting. Anyway, I just wanted to say that.
So here's an interesting story. Did you see that U of M has canceled the presidential debate due to coronavirus?
Well, they can say it's due to coronavirus, but we know that it's due to well, never mind. Never mind.
Oh, Paul W., you are in rare form today.
Yes, yeah, he's on a roll.
When I have no sleep, look out.
I will.
There's Christopher Joseph, who is listening in on social media. He is the singer that I asked about.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
He's a great singer, and he has a CD out there, and he put the information up.
Good way to promote, Christopher.
Yeah, Christopher, come forth and promote.
That's right.
We invite anyone to come forth and promote. We love all of our listeners, wherever, however you're listening. And that's the thing these days. There are so many different platforms to get us. We just want you to get us.
Wait, did you just admit that you had no sleep last night?
Again, 2 nights in a row.
I'm sorry. My wife tells me I am no longer to talk about when I'm tired.
Wait, here's the real question.
She's on delay, so she won't hear this for a little while.
So here's the problem, though. You admitted it to me, and I actually have a sleep expert coming up at 6:18. You're in big trouble.
Here's all the expertise I need. Paul, go to bed.
No, that doesn't work. We've tried that.
I do not lay in bed like this. Oh, I wish I could sleep. If I get to bed and my head hits the pillow, I'm asleep before it's fallen all the way down into the pillow.
Wow.
Right. You just don't go to sleep.
I believe that all of this I'm surrounded with, which thank goodness you can't see, is very important business.
Right. You don't want to miss anything.
Done. and then I don't want to miss anything on late night and I can't. Don't get me started.
You can't.
I think you
One
already got me
final
started.
wrap-up statement.
For me?
If rich people are the problem, I want to be the problem.
There you are. That's perfect.
Me too, Dick. Sign me up.
I was afraid he was asking for a final statement from me. 5:57 is my final word this half hour. Well, not really. 5:57 though.
Oh, wow.
I don't hear what's playing on the air right now, and I have to speak.
Let EY prepare and file your taxes for you, all without paper documents or complicated tax software. Get a free no obligation quote right now at tax.chat. Download the Tax Chat app or call 1-833-TAX-CHAT.
And we have our WJR traffic and weather and Dayna Clark.
Well, Don says, Paul W., you should sleep less often. You're in rare form today.
Yes, I know. Well,
Traffic First sponsored by the Mechanical Contractors Association of Detroit. When your commercial, industrial, public, or residential project calls for plumbers, pipe fitters, or HVAC service technicians, the Mechanical Contractors Association of Detroit connects you with the very best, highly skilled and trained union contractors to get started on your next project. Visit mcadetroit.org. Still watching an earlier accident along 275 northbound at M14. Collision there blocks left shoulder. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Restore Wellness Center. Are you experiencing nagging body pain, tired of taking medication for relief, neck and back, arthritis, tendonitis, muscle soreness, and more? The Restore Wellness Center can help relieve or eliminate the pain completely and get you back to work. Reserve your appointment today. Call 800-935-5959 in Brighton, Shelby, and Bloomfield, or restorewellnesscenter.com. Expecting rain showers this Tuesday. Best chance of rain the next 3 to 5 hours. Humidity will drop a little bit later today. We're going to hit a high of 75. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 57. For Wednesday, hump day, sunshine, few clouds, stray shower possible, a high of 76. Cloudy sky, 72 degrees. I'm Dayna Clark, WJR News with Kip Hafner in about 1 minute.
Consumers Energy is here to help our small business. You know, this is I'm overwhelmed with a lot of things going on right now. Some you don't need to know about, but one of them is now our Mackinac trip, which is supposed to be our annual family gathering, which we had to throw together quickly. And it was a good plan from Kim saying, well, we have to go up there for the stone skipping contest. Let's tie that in together. So that made sense. But now and this is a warning to all parents who are trying to be good parents. I've been very good, as you know, Ann, because we're in touch every minute, every day.
Very good. Amazing.
Very good about quarantining and all the stuff I never thought I would be. I haven't been to Costco since this whole thing begins.
Me either.
Costco is like a way of life for me. It's
right,
not
that's
just
a thing for you.
It's a social thing. I love Costco, and I just feel good when I go to Costco. Anyway, I'm trying to point out I've been very good, but you know, during holidays, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, all of that, sometimes you let your guard down. And I let my guard down, and we had a situation where we had family over for one of these celebrations, and we've been informed by that family member that they have been exposed to coronavirus. Somebody they were very close to has tested positive. So now we're waiting for that family member. They've been tested, but
Protesters try to tear down a statue of President Andrew Jackson near the White House. Correspondent Caitlin Collins at Lafayette Square,
take
across
Dick
the
out
street
of
from the White House.
Why do you still want
where
to
the protesters
over?
Yes, right.
were pushed back by police.
There we go.
If it were up to me, I'd probably keep the news on and us not talk. But I know in the social media world, they can listen on the radio to the news and other stuff, and then get this background stuff and these scintillating stories.
Well, this is a good story. Keep going.
Well, so today, I believe they will get their tests back. Obviously, if they're they are positive.
Protesters spray painted BHAZ on the pillars of the St. John's Episcopal Church nearby.
It's
That
like musical
stands for
chairs.
Black House Autonomous Zone.
I had to
a
sit
reference
down
to
because
the
Dick's
Capitol
talking.
Hill Autonomous Zone in Seattle, where protesters
So he
were
can't hear
allowed
me?
to
I'm not
take
in-
over a
I'm
60
not in his
block
headphones
area of
driving him
Seattle
crazy.
I don't know,
keep
but
out police to set up their
if
own
Danielle is
self-governing
listening,
space.
you can
The
take Dick
Seattle
out of
mayor
the
says that
stream
they
for
will
a few
break that
minutes.
up, but it hasn't happened. Governor Whitmer has appealed to try to keep gyms closed across Michigan. Whitmer's gym closed.
Okay, there you go.
Who disappeared? Oh, they had to take Dick out of the thing here.
Out of the stream.
And look, you can see, at least on my screen, you can't tell that I've lost hair and have a much bigger forehead than I had. Oh,
you're back.
Anyway, so we're waiting for them to get their testing back.
Okay.
And then I will find out like by 2:00 this afternoon. And if they are positive, there's a very good chance that we're going to be positive. And if we're positive, we're not traveling to Mackinac Island.
But there's a good chance you may not.
Well,
so we're going to go. We're going to go on the you don't have it, because I can touch coronavirus right now on this desk, and I can have it on my hand for a long time, as long as I don't touch my face or anything else, and I wash my hands or put sanitizer. I won't get it. So we're going to say that you guys don't have it,
right?
And that you're going to be okay. I rebuke COVID off of you and the family, the rest of the family. And you don't know that that family member has it either, because we can be exposed to a lot of stuff. That doesn't mean necessarily you're going to get it.
And I hugged the family member. I haven't hugged anybody forever. And I hugged.
But that's a hug. That's not. That's not.
Well, and then I licked their face. That's a tradition. That's an old tradition in the Smith household.
Well, I can't protect you anymore now.
Oh man. Oh jeez.
So that's why you didn't sleep last night, because you were worried about Corona.
No, I don't need that big of a reason not to sleep.
I know, I'm kidding.
Because I understand what you're saying. Well, like, what am I doing all this for? Like, what?
You look at 90 days of doing all the right stuff, and then you do one bad thing, and then people are going to say, hey, "You and your masks, you idiot."
No, but we can't live in a bubble. Like, at some point, we have to.
If this is living, I don't want to live.
I know.
I agree. I agree with Paul about this, though, because the same thing for us, Mother's Day, Father's Day, birthdays, we do have our young adults over. And it really looks like the young adults are the big spreaders. A lot of them are asymptomatic.
Yeah.
And, in fact, if you look at the numbers nowadays, they're fascinating. They're increasing.
The younger numbers are increasing.
Yes, but there's less deaths. And it's because
for them.
Right. So, but the point is less deaths. The younger people are getting it, but they're not dying, thank God. But it's interesting because they are definitely the spreaders.
Right.
And so what do you do? Like, we've been doing a lot of things outside, which I know you're trying to do too, Paul.
We're trying to do that too.
But still, you do by mistake give a little hug.
Yeah.
I mean,
you
miss them.
And whatever. Emily Gale is watching from the Big Island of Hawaii.
Aloha. Come get us, Emily.
I have some sad news. And
Kellyanne
Nagy, Kim has told me that I didn't see her, but
she's awake. Yes, she says good morning.
And she's listening in, and she sent out one of those tough notes that none of us want to send out or even receive. To all my prayer warriors, thank you for your continued support and prayers. It is with a heavy heart and much sadness that I let you know of the passing of our mother, Judy Nagy. Unfortunately, I knew that her mother was very ill. We all knew that follow Kellyanne Nagy. And I even asked a question on her behalf when the governor was on, you recall, because she was asking, when can those of us who have family members in hospice be alongside our loved ones so they do not die alone?
Right.
And luckily, Kellyanne and her brother were able to be at her mother's side with other family members and friends outside a window where the hospice people, after the Angela Hospice.
Yes, wonderful hospice facility.
The wonderful people at Angela Hospice after she passed, Mrs. Nagy passed, Judith Lorene Nagy passed. They picked her up, put flowers with her, and put her at the window for the rest of the family. Kellyanne Nagy,
The Paul W.
we
Smith
love you,
Show.
and
News Talk
we feel your
760
pain. We're in our
WJR.
thoughts and prayers. Good Tuesday morning to you. It's the 23rd of June, the 175th day of 2020. There are 191 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And I just told the story of our longtime listener and friend, Kellyanne Nagy, letting us all know that her mother, who's been in hospice care, has now passed away, Judy Nagy. And I actually printed the obituary. I'll give some information out a little bit later about when services are and such. But we're here. We're together. We're fighting COVID-19 in every way that we can and presenting to you the information you need to get through everything that's going on. And there's been a lot that's been going on in this half of a year that we've existed under all these conditions, one thing after another. And the team is here. Dick Hafner just finished the news, our news director. We've got our traffic and weather, Dayna Clark, and movies and restaurants and other things going on. We appreciate that. Danielle Mason is in the Golden Tower of the Fisher Building. I think she's the only one of us there now, although Jonah behind the scenes putting this the social media stuff together. I know there was a last minute change. It is Jonah now, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's Jonah.
Okay. Curtis Paul is always in the background somewhere, in spirit or physically. Kim is always in my background, either physically or spiritually, as is our executive producer, Ann Thomas.
Good morning, Dub. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday to you. Now, I understand that in the weather, there's some stormage.
Yes.
Don't know how much, don't know what, but I can tell you this. I don't know about your bushes, shrubs, trees, grass. We could use a little
Yes.
a little rain
Definitely.
without it causing too much trouble.
Yes, we haven't had that much rain
No, we
so
haven't.
far. So, yes, the bushes and flowers are very, very happy.
They will be happy to have it. I mentioned earlier about National Pecan Sandy Day, and that it tied in cryptically with my wife asking if I have any zinc lozenges. And then I read that zinc is a key hormone in initiating sexual desire in both men and women. So I don't know if she thought I needed them or she needed them for those purposes. But then she slipped me a note saying, no,
Right.
I'm talking about COVID, because COVID-19.
Wink, wink.
And I said, wait a minute, is that what the kids call it today? COVID-19 doesn't like zinc, but it would take, the bottom line is here, I don't know what a pecan sandy is. I've heard of them. I may have even had them, but if I were asked to describe to you a pecan sandy, I can't. Can anybody describe a pecan sandy? Yes, Ann. See, that it's that parochial school. You know, Ann and I were both raised in parochial schools. So you'll find us in life raising our hand.
I was too, actually. I was too.
I don't remember.
If you had had one, you would not have forgotten it.
You would know it.
Right.
Okay, what is it, Annie?
They're spectacular. I think they are caramel and chocolate.
I think.
Well, I haven't had one in a long time, but do you remember that old time place, Stuckey's? You would
sure.
see it when you were
on the highway.
Yeah, they had them. They were big with them, but they're chocolate and caramel covered pecans. That's what I believe they are. They're spectacular, really tasty.
Is that what it is, Dick?
Dick, is that the way you understand it, with a little sea salt?
Well, that is a pecan sandy, but there's also the brand name cookie pecan sandy.
Oh, yeah, those are good.
Yeah. The Girl Scouts had sandy.
And that probably is what we're talking about here.
Yeah, those are good.
Didn't the Girl Scouts have
I think you might be talking about a chocolate turtle.
I
Yes.
love turtles.
Mm,
Well, then
mhm.
why did they just call it Chocolate Turtle Day, for goodness sakes? Anyway, how dare they have Happy National Pecan? I say pecan. I just noticed Dick says pecan. National Pecan Sandy Day without ever saying what it is.
I don't know.
That's not like them. But I can tell you this little factoid that they put in instead of describing a pecan. I'm trying to do the middle road of pecan and pecan, and I can't. It would take 11,624 pecans stacked end to end to reach the top of the Empire State Building in New York City. First of all,
Who thought about that?
Right.
who comes up with this stuff? Who in the world thinks
nutty.
we need to know how many? That is nutty, Dick. Who thinks we need to know how many pecans it takes to reach the top of the Fisher Building or the Empire State Building or any other building? And secondly, I think that number is short.
Yeah, I agree.
11,624 pecans stacked like
Yeah.
this.
I agree.
I think it's many more than that. I don't know. I don't know.
So our listeners are weighing
That
in.
would get you to the top of the shed in my backyard.
Yeah, right.
Our listeners say it's a cookie.
Yeah,
A pecan shortbread cookie.
That's what Kim just came up with.
Okay.
Those are the pecan sandies. Jeez, pecan. You say tomato, I say tomato. Let's call the whole thing off and go to traffic.
If you haven't had one, you have a sheltered life.
I've had one. I just didn't remember what it was. So, but I have had a sheltered life. But they're two different stories here. It's a story of two different things. So we're going to do our little goodbyes here in a minute
They
off
have
social
zinc in
media
them.
pictures. What's that, Dick? Dick, what was that?
They have zinc in them.
So we end the way we started here at 6:14.
Oh, boy.
This report is sponsored by Discover. We treat you like you'd treat you. Get your free credit scorecard today, even if you're not a Discover customer. It includes your FICO credit score, and checking your scorecard won't hurt your credit. Learn more at discover.com/credit scorecard. Limitations apply.
All righty. For those who have had sleep problems, and a lot of us have because of the anxiety from everything that's going on, the collapse of our government, seemingly anarchy in the streets, and COVID-19, Dr. Meeta Singh is back with us. She's the sleep specialist. She's back with us at 6:18. And right now at 6:14, we check in with Dayna Clark and our WJR traffic and weather first. Dayna?
Seeing an accident along 75 northbound, Paul W. at 94. This is a new collision. That accident on the right shoulder of that 75 northbound ramp to 94. Earlier crash along 275 northbound at M14 is clear. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the Cremation Society of Michigan. For over 32 years, the Cremation Society of Michigan has been providing dignified cremation services without the cost of traditional funerals. For cremation information, contact the Cremation Society of Michigan at 1-800-241-3131 or visit cremationmichigan.com.
Bit damp here this morning with scattered showers around, a few thunderstorms embedded. We'll go through the morning, continue to see scattered showers and some breaks in the action at times today, and still a chance of